and verdict. Welcome back.
All right. Excited to see this one. The meta has definitely changed some since the last time that I casted COD Mobile. I am excited to see some of the UL 736 come into play. That was a gun that I hyped up a long time ago, and I felt like the only player that ever gave it a fair try was Space, but we're definitely starting to see it more. I would imagine on takeoff, we'll probably see it a good bit as well. And right off the bat, we do see CJ, aka Washi, popping it out for his squad. No hard point time for either team quite yet, but Band already building up on those streaks.
Yeah, Band's already on a 3 spree, already got some hill time to go along with it. Almost getting that 100 killer as well. We'll see how it tends to pop off now. First 20 seconds into it, 10 seconds already being collected on the backside. Band continued to just absolutely terrorize the lobby. And we will see a little bit of dominance here, flexing early for the boys over at LG. Flawless so far. Contest does finally come through, but so does the Preddy. 2 making the mid-map transition, almost get caught, but I think he only got, did he get both of those?
No,
he
only
only got one, but it was 200 feet. See a blue on the left-hand side of the screen, absolutely lopsided off the rip.
Yep, and right now, I would imagine the Midnight roster just trying to find Band and trying to end this streak. You do not want to let things get out of hand too early. Not it. Gonna be able to take him down right there. That'll end the streak, but already up to 8 on the board, and his squad looking very, very comfy. The Midnight boys not having quite as much ease so far through this one. We are starting to see the LK come out as well. That's a gun that has gotten some recent buffs that have made it much more effective, making it somewhat similar to the OG Kilo before it got its pretty significant nerf. So we'll see what they can do in the top side of P2, but off the start right here. Nice little early rotation for Midnight. They do get broken fairly early on. Trying to keep these spawns locked in right there. Not going to be able to find another one. But the big question, finding that top side control, and with the spawns starting to split, things are starting to look less and less likely on P2 as well.
Yeah, it's a little chaotic. I mean, imagine getting tossed into the ring with the returning champs, and the returning champs might have gotten a little bit of a boost from some of the players that, you know, how we have relegated as being some of the best COD Mobile players of all time. Certainly, mesh up looking pretty nice. Mid-map transition now is the rotation over to new. It is a scurry over to P3 where we will see those spawns getting locked down. It does look like the blue side of the map is going to be locked down. No, it's not. Script actually on the side as well as digital. They are trying to chop this rotation in half. Not going to be able to win the gunfight on the backside of the P4 site now, as we see Script's going to spawn right there onto the secret site. So they've done their great job. Now it's just about winning the gunfights on to the point.
Feels like every time I switch to a new Luminosity player, they're on like at least a 4 spree. We got Marshy on a 5, Envy's on a 4 right now. I think he's already used at least one of those streaks, and he's got a claw ready to go as well. And what do you know, Luminosity's got the early rotation here on P3 too. Some of those operators starting to pop. Marshy pulling out the Annihilator. Band rocking the Sparrow. In Mobile Mayhem, only 1 unique operator per player, so we're not going to see everybody spamming the same one. I am very interested in a buff that we're getting next season that actually adds 2 additional ammo to the Sparrow. I've got a feeling that's going to make some of our Sparrow players a lot more lethal.
It will indeed. I mean, there's nothing that we need to do to let Band be any more lethal than he already is. He's leading the lobby. It's not even close. Joe actually is kind of close. Marshy sitting on 13. But 17 is certainly big. He is getting those transitional kills where it matters the most, too, as the top side. P4 is locked down, and there goes the LK. So 3 defeat for him, 18 on board for the man. He is going absolutely bonkers. Claw popped here for Envy. They're looking to get all this connection over to P4 site, and so far, it's been so good. They're going to go ahead and breach into the spawns as well. Man, this is what we anticipate out of a team like LG. They're vetted, okay?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the thought process was right there for Midnight Gaming. You hear a player pre-firing a claw and send 3 players on through it. That's just asking to get absolutely torn to pieces. And they find themselves down now 120 points. And if I had to guess, this is probably only going to continue to grow throughout the game. This is definitely not an easy introduction into the spring season of Mobile Mayhem for Midnight Gaming, as lead continues to build, streaks across the board. You got Western, Digital, Y-Try trying to make their way up to 10 kills. Script only able to find 3 so far, sitting at 3 and 14. And this is about as lopsided as they come.
No, this is basically a copy pasta for me early. I don't know if you got a chance to copy it. But one of the matches we had 250 to 30. Another one 7-1 to the Search and Destroy. Man, this is you know what? Some of these challengers team, they need to get a taste of this real early on because I'm about to say this is about as rough as it's going to get for the remainder of your season. If you can at least weather this storm, well, I say storm, maybe a hurricane, tornado. What is it? You just add all of those together. That's what this is like. If you can weather this, you can basically get through anything right now. As we see P1 about 20 seconds through. Nobody on the hill. We're feasting for kills. Boys over to LG, they are starving. They have got that bloodlust about them, and now they must quench the thirst. They're ready there for ban yet again. That's got to be like his fourth fifth. TOIP almost gets turned off.
The fact that he almost won that was just absolutely stupid because he was mid-pred missile animation. He is sitting on 29, make it 30 and 8 right there. Quadruple positive, and I think there's definitely been some conversation, you know, who are the top SMGs in the world. He's a player that is always going to be in there and showing exactly why. Envy has definitely been shown out as one of the top ARs recently as well. Picks up a 3 spree right there. He's now sitting on 23. And once again, just looking to cut off those rotations, making life easy for the guys on the inside of the hard point. Band going to go ahead, pop the Sparrow right here as well. And they may very well be sending Midnight Gaming into the 50-point club, if not lower.
Yeah, if not lower. We got to remind everybody at home, this is a huge map. I'll go ahead and tell you. You know how hard it is to get 33 kills on a map like this with using a CBR? Ban is doing absolutely outrageous things. 28 seconds on the hill. It'd be a different story if he was playing the objective and doing this. No, Mance is doing this for free. The rotations, the transitions through, finally a break coming through. Now is a little bit of breathing room. I say breathing room. Whatever you can scurry up out of the top side of this staircase without getting absolutely pounced on is going to be collected for the time being. But again, it's the inevitable. The rotation over the nuke could be where this one ends. LG just play with their food at this point. 13 seconds left to go here on the objective. Rotation or not, they are going to get the break.
Yeah, it's all blue in the feed everywhere you look. Luminosity players picking up those kills. You got CJ trying out the UL 736. Maybe a little bit of practice to be had, but not really hurting the squad at all. 23 and 13 for him. I don't think... I think the closest to not being double negative, right? The only person that's not double positive is what I'm trying to say is Marshy, and he's still sitting on a 1.5, so they're absolutely cruising through this one. Couple kills finally come through for Midnight. Might be able to apply some pressure on the inside of the hard point here, but they're going to get shut down once again. Claw in the hand of Wester going to allow them to pick up a little bit more time. See if they can make their way out of the 50-point club, but not if Ban's got anything to say about it. He breaks back on in. 37 kills for him, and that should be the final blow to seal the deal.
God. Oh, that's it. 250 to 39. Not a single player there to contest. GG's well played, LG. Back to the drawing board for Midnight Gaming. Hey, you wanted to be a part of the league. You beat the girls over at UD Angels. This is a hell of a series too, Bob. You got to go back and rewatch it. Pretty dang epic. But welcome to the show. This is about as big as it gets here in day number 1. You're going up against the returning champs that got a quote-unquote buff. We don't know if it's a buff just yet. We haven't seen them actually play it out, but man, it's hard to imagine the kind of talent that they bring to the table. Look at it. Ban, 38 kills, man. He had like 16 Predator missiles to go along with it. Man, it was just absolutely demonic with it. Not letting back.
Yeah, it was just raining streaks everywhere for Luminosity. Over on the flip side, you got to give credit to the guys giving their best. Why try 18 and 32? I know he's a player that you've hyped up and talked about as being one of the top players for this roster. And obviously, throughout the season, we tend to see these teams get better and better as they do get more experience against the other top teams. It's honestly one of the biggest difference makers between ranked warriors and actual pro players is the level of competition that they're going against on a regular basis. So hopefully we will see these guys improve. And once again, they're not going to get anybody that's more difficult this season than Luminosity. They've definitely got some room for improvement, and I'm excited to see which direction they can take it.
Absolutely. They're going to need to turn it around here this series. I think some of the times we see teams like that struggle often in Hardpoints, they really kind of turn it around. As a matter of fact, the Search and Destroy performance I remember on Tuesday against the UD Angels, they did a dang good job of making those girls absolutely pay for not being prepared to come into that Search and Destroy performance. Of course, it was on a map like Standoff. Today, we're moving over to Raid. Interested to see how they play this again. This LG roster still very, very new to each other. I mean, greatness recognizes greatness, and obviously we're going to be able to see them mesh and perform well against a team like this. But you can never underestimate the underdogs in a map or a game mode like Search or Destroy, and what they could bring to the table in that with their synergy of being together for so long could be something a little different up our sleeves here for this next map.
For sure. Are we bringing Zim in between games? I don't know how this whole thing
No.
Okay, I didn't know.
We'll bring Zim in afterwards. Yeah.
I wasn't sure because I knew it had Zim in here, so I forgot to set up the duo cam. So Zim, you're on stream. I am getting everything changed momentarily.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you guys hit it right on the head. I mean, welcome to the league. We've seen welcome to the NBA moments. We've seen welcome to the NFL moments. But I mean, like, God, you got to play up against LG, like the worst possible draw if you are a challenger team coming into the fold. And I mean, it's not like you're playing LG from last year. Even that would have been terrible. You play an upgraded LG, and I mean, quite honestly, where are they going wrong? No Tectonic, no problem. Washi can absolutely pick up those positions. And then you've got to deal with some of the best subs arguably in the world in order. Vague, world champion sub, banned arguably in the eyes of many, the best sub period in all of last year. And then you got Marshy on top of that. Like, these guys are creative. Their prowess is incredible. And there's, an incredibly tall task to take these guys out. Of course, we want to see these guys improve, but it's not going to happen here. So I agree with you, Verdict. When you made your prediction, it's going to be the hottest of 2-0s. This is going to be the hottest of 2-0s. So let's take our wins where we can get them. How many rounds can we put up in the S&D, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
I said this about every single matchup that LG took last season, and I still stand by it, even with this new roster being formed match. It's not fair. They're an all-star team. This is a testing period. If you get tested here and you are pushed to your limits against a team like this, there's a problem. Okay, they are easily picked to be the team that takes this matchup. If there's any signs of weakness, then that's when you start to question. So I'll roll with that 9 times out of 10, especially against matchups like this. And speaking of the devil, my man just sent me the new PC setup. Tech, he's not playing tonight because he's got what is it? Phone issues, but he had the nerve and audacity to send me a picture of his new PC. This guy.
Sometimes you gotta treat yourself, and this is just one of the nights. And also, to be fair, it's not like his team needed him. So,
exactly.
Well, we'll cut him a little bit of slack if it was a matchup where we felt like he maybe had something to prove. Maybe we'd hold him to a different standard, but. This squad definitely holding their own as we do hop here into the raid search and destroy for map number 2. Obviously, CJ, aka Washi, player that we're going to be keeping an eye out for. One of the top snipers in the world, no question, and he's looking to find a first blood for his squad right here. Envy pulling out the sniper as well. I'm not sure that's something I've seen before, but he's going to pick up a clean one onto script right there. It is going to be the majority of the kills going over to Midnight Gaming, but oof. Envy looking comfy with the sniper in hand.
Yo, the 4v4 tournament, he clipped something nasty on a reverse ace. He was down the last player. He knocked all of them. Mid montage. Right now, CJ at the top. Washi, he's got sights on him, but that's not the player you got to be gunning for. It's Digital, who's in the middle of the map. So pressure's on. 38 seconds left to go here for the retake. Got to be smooth. You got 2 Titans of Terror who are on the opposite side of your screen. You've got to gun them and defuse a bomb all in that limited time. So everything stacked against the odds, and on top of that, Envy says it's not even going to get that far, homie. It's not that big. 1-0 lead, LG. Take a few, hits in the beginning of that round, but once it came down to the 2v1, they're not losing those.
Yeah, he snagged that CBR, and I think at that point the round was pretty much over. There wasn't really much hope. And he's gonna stick with the sniper. I'm curious to see how this plays out for them. Obviously, COD Mobile a little bit more sniper oriented in the search and destroy, so you can get away with running double snipes, and he's gonna get taken down off the start right there. He's still got CJ sniper in hand, able to take down Wester. It moves it into a 3v3.
Bomb acquired.
And right now at a bit of a stalemate. Both these players push back. You got Script on the bomb site. Just waiting for a move. Don't peek too far. He does exactly that. CJ picks up a clean kill onto him as well. We do have one player in the mid-map that might be able to cause some issues, but don't think he's going to be able to find timing right here. Should be free access into the A bomb site with Y-Try and Kitchen. Only person close enough to make a move right now.
Yeah, I'm not 100% feeling. I don't care who your opponent is. This rotation for Vague, not necessarily feeling it. Someone's got to do the dirty work. Can't send Marshy, right? I guess. But hey, you know what? All is well. He didn't get spotted, and the rotation is not going to be spoiled. Bomb's going to go down. 45 seconds on the clock now. But the hit is taking a little bit of time to develop. You can see Y-Try is already in a decent position now as he kind of figures there's someone there. Marshy's going to get washed. Vague. Oh my God! Where did Washi even peek? Okay, peeked out a bar. Dumpsters him. Of course, he turns around and gets the free flicks on the pull rotation. So, not necessarily a huge fan. I don't care how and who your opponent is or how you don't do it. It's just when you put that bomb in a risky position like that. That was definitely one of those. I'm just better kind of moments. And nonetheless, it doesn't matter. The end result is 2-0 lead, still in favor of the boys over at LG.
Yeah, I think even in these maybe matchups that you would consider easier matchups, if you're Luminosity, you do still want to play it seriously and get the practice that you want to be getting up against these top teams, because those things that you do in the earlier matches are going to carry over. They're going to create patterns in the later matchups as well. So those are the things you want to avoid if you can. Ban picking up a sniper as well. I think we're rocking triple snipers, or actually probably picking up the sniper from CJ after that got dropped. Vague's going to be able to find one onto Digital. One player all alone. Naduip goes from 0 kills up to 2, but once again, not going to be enough to close out the round. Luminosity continues to dominate.
I mean, brute force pushes. This team is just not letting their foot off the gas pedal. They are ultimately saying, hey, we're better than you. We're going to go ahead and take the site effectively. We'll see if they get a little creative with their pushes. You still got 3 more rounds on the attack. You got 3 sitting right through the pool site. Actually, make it 2 as one has made their way into the modern site. 4 stacking A. I love the adaptation here. And Script actually going to be able to peel back 1, but they ain't going to be able to take the refrag as he's made his way into enemy territory. We'll see if he had much damage he can do now. As you got a little bit of a pinch on the backside. Vague actually able to collapse there and pick off 1. TOIP going big with 2. And that leaves us with the equalizer. So, bombs down to no man's land. You've got Digital, you got TOIP, you got no information on Digital. And Vague still at the top side. He has already been ousted and called out. It looks like he's going to have to win this gunfight. Not able to do so going down the staircase. So now it's all on Marshy. 1:15 on the clock. Bomb is in no man's land. Digital actually able to win the gunfight at the top side of the rock. Great adaptation there. Love the appropriate strategy to make sure you kind of lean heavy towards that A site. They have literally been running miles around you. And a little bit of a breathing room here for the boys over at the Midnight. So 1 on the board for them.
Yeah, gotta be refreshing and take a little bit of stress off you just to know, like, there's no chance that you're getting completely rolled in this one. You're capable of taking those rounds. It is going to be CJ finding first blood onto Y-Try, tries to flick, but Marshy able to pick up his first kill of the game right there. Ban picks up another, and all of a sudden we got a wide open B site right here with nobody really to contest. Wester on the inside of Zig right now, trying to get some information, but if I'm the guy in a 1v4, my first priority is probably not to shoot out the trophy system and give away my location. That's just me personally, but opportunity right here does get spotted out by Marshy. Picks up the kill right there. I didn't think it was going to happen, but Vague decided to clean things up.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I made the call out before several times in the past. I get target practice, but you're in a 1v4, bro, and there's a pack full of wild wolves on the opposite side of your screen. Last thing you want to do is, hey, let them know I'm here. I'm shooting your trophy down. Obviously, he didn't even, I don't even think he had throwable, so the point of the trophy completely, it was
he said, I just want the free 20 points. That's all I wanted.
I just want the free 20. I don't want a bottom frag here. So, payoff round, you cover A, we'll go to B. A little bit of Jedi mind tricks here from, oh my God.
Did you see what Washington did?
CJ, Washington, you're just disgusting, man. World card him.
Oh my gosh. He's on a head glitch, had already sprayed half of his magazine, and still gets completely dumpstered right there. Y-Try left all alone. He's going to try to slowly make his way on over, but the bomb's down. You got 3 Luminosity players remaining. Vague's going to sniff him out right here, at least get some damage in. He finds the kill, and now only 2 more rounds needed for Luminosity to close out this series.
Now you got to do it on the attack, too. So your map selections brought to you by LG. This was their map selection. So, of course, the defending first 6 rounds, this is what Midnight Gaming chose. Now they're going to have to do it on attack. So my guesses are it's not going to be any better. We'll see if miracles exist here in Raid. Script open up the first blood. It is a 5-1 gap needed to cover inside the spawns. Wester, I mean, guys, you got to get the trades. There's got to be some kind of communication right there. Two have made it on the backside of the spawn side in digital, but Vague and Band actually combining for 2. Digital and TOIP is 2 as well, and just like that, a good opening start here. Okay, so maybe just do crazy things and nothing coordinated. I did not see any kind of like focus other than maybe sending 3 up to the blue and just hopefully they win their gunfights, and then other team actually, you know, lacks. Okay, LG.
Yeah, that was, I mean, once again, nice little bounce back. Gives you some confidence to be able to... I think confidence is like the #1 thing that you need if you're one of these underdogs to take into especially a search and destroy, because one gunfight can completely change the game. Right now, they are not putting themselves in the position to do that. As 2 players drop off the start, it's going to be Luminosity pushing all the way up. They have complete control of the map. They get information that there's players in garage as well. And now, if you're Midnight, all you can do is hope and pray that they don't peek the right corners and see if you can maybe make something happen. Digital able to find 2. Not going to be able to get the 3rd, though, as he does get traded out. And right now, Band just looking to bully them on in. But Wester, another cheeky spot right there. And all of a sudden, Marshy's left in a 1v2 right here. He's not going to be able to land the shots. He's having a slow game in this search and destroy as well. And it is bomb in the hands of YTry. Marshy's been loving that L car recently, but I don't know if that's the weapon you want to try to clutch a 1v2 with. But you know what? He's going to do Marshy things.
No, do Marshy things. And the good thing, too, about that little transaction is, you know, that last player is definitely in spawn. A little bit of a love tap from the Holger at range. Obviously, a little bit of damage going a long way. Marshy just steadily content with holding this long angle, or this red angle.
This is not a long angle at all.
That's not a long angle. YTry, though, he's got the long angle. He's got the right idea. You got to put this bomb down. You've lost a player advantage that you worked very, very hard to get. And with this bomb going down over at A, Marshy is going to have to make the rotation. So pressure flipped. Can Marshy clutch now as the shoes were on the other foot? This time around, it's a 1v2 up for grabs. Let's see what Marshy can do now. 35 seconds on the clock. YTry holding down the cubby here. And just in a minute, Marshy actually going to be able to cross this threshold. Let's see who's the better player here.
Well, Marshy might get timing to go his way. He does exactly that. He's going to shoot bodies as well. I was wrong. You know what, Marshy? If you want to use the L car, you use the L car. Nice little 1v2 to clutch up right there and put his team 1 round closer. And that's the beauty of this Luminosity roster, is that regardless of how bad of a game any one player is having, any one of these players is capable of making a clutch like that in any type of a ridiculous situation. Right there, 1v2 with an L car in hand, and makes it look like absolutely nothing. This is no question going to be one of the most feared teams in the world come COD Mobile Championships. We'll see what they can do, and if they can close this one out, Band's going to find first blood onto Digital. And just like that, Midnight on their heels again.
On their heels. Let's see if they can do it. This is where they work best, though. 2 down almost instantly. LG just playing aggressive. They want to end it, but they got to play by the rules of the game. The rules of the game are you just can't funnel into their spawn and expect not to get gunned down. Trades happening 3 for 3 style, though, but it doesn't matter. As long as you got 1 player alive, in this case, they got 2. There's always hope. Grenade. So 2v2 now with a minute 20 on the clock. Bomb still in the hands of TOIP, and they have literally stepped 5 steps from their spawn. They are not looking to make any mistakes, as they have made 6 already that have been cardinal sins into this game. 1 more, and they are done for. So prolonging the inevitable, or are we just trying to be a creative? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Let's call it spade. They are just waiting for LG to be too aggressive, and it's paid off almost back-to-back rounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's definitely not a traditional strategy, but to a certain extent, they are reading their opponents and kind of playing into their playstyle. Obviously, Luminosity just wants to finish this as quickly as possible. They're going to stay aggressive, and Midnight's been able to capitalize on that by catching them off guard in some of those situations. So CJ going to see if he can clutch up, does not give away his location, sees 1 player sliding away. The bare minimum, he's got the information. YTry right on the inside of that ring area, and I think he should get the information. CJ, time is ticking. He's got to make a move right here, and kind of got to do it quickly if he wants to have enough time to actually get the defuse. Oh my gosh.
God.
Just dumpsters left and right. Might be able to catch him underneath the van. Shorty's going to come out. A little bit of time to work with, but he's got to go right now. Shorty does not connect, and that should be the round. No, it doesn't matter. No.
Oh, no time. Shoot his body at least. Come on, you're better, CJ. Man, just that little bit of ring around the rosy. Great time played right there. What happened to the Shorty? Did he like toe tap him or something? That thing didn't even scratch him. No damage done.
I think
I mean, I know the range got nerfed, but that bad?
I think he just tickled his toes a little bit with that one. I'm pretty sure there was maybe a slight misfire on that one, but still 12 kills on the board for CJ. Sees one player on the head glitch, gets a little bit confused, can't decide who he wants to go for, and they make him pay. Band's gonna be able to find 1-for-1. It's going to be a 4v4 now, as once again, it's actually not the expected strategy, I would say. They're no longer camping in garage, so Midnight Gaming switching things up.
Oh, camping, Bobby, that's harsh. This is competitive. This is strategical placement.
Strategically placing their entire team on the inside of the garage.
Yeah, there we go. All right, still montage worthy at the last round, though. Washi didn't complete the dream, but Script, though, getting a good little ear hole shot there on Envy, leaving us down to yet again another 1v1. Banned. 15 kills to his name. He has been unstoppable. And in this moment, bomb's got to be collected. It's got to be put down here relatively quick. Call out has been given. He knows exactly where his adversary is. And Band has they have no idea where Band is. So he's free to roam here in the kitchen site. Don't make too many steps. Let's see the gun encounter now as COD timing is just not favoring either of these players. They are literally within arm's reach of each other and don't quite know it. Down the stairs, Script goes. Band still in the money room kitchen area. Bomb going to get collected. The last known location of anybody with a bomb could have been onto that A site, and I think Band realizes it too. So bomb is going to get planted, pushing that clock up to 45 seconds, and the hit is on. Band, you got to make a move. You got a lot of time to work with. Only one player. You're better, right?
You would think so. I'm a little bit surprised at how passive Band's playing this. Definitely has not wanted to take any unnecessary shells. Script's going to go ahead and back up. I think he's got a sniper in hand, but he's not able to hit the shot. That should be a defuse. I don't think he's going to have an angle right there. Nade goes over top, but I don't know if it detonates in time, and Band's going to stick it right there, and that's going to be the end of that one. 15 kills on the board for him, and a cheeky little finish to the round.
Yeah, didn't even need that 16th to call it around. And look, you get a one shot, bro. They get a little scared. They get a little nervous. They ain't peeking that. That is just the difference between a vetted player and someone who, plays a lot of the game. A vetted player is going to know, hey, this guy's definitely not Jollibee. I'm banned. I'm 2021 MVP. I'm the most feared SMG in the game. You don't want the smoke, okay? That was simply Band flexing that his his stats don't lie. He is certainly one with a gunny. Certainly on the flip side of things, Script, I don't blame you, bro. If I was in that position, I probably would have shot my shot. And if I had missed, and taken that many shots, I would definitely not have beat.
Yep. Clean finish for Luminosity right there as they make their, I guess this is technically their Mobile Mayhem debut with this roster. So they will pick up the 2-0 win. I think we may be checking on one thing that happened earlier in the series, so might not be 100% finished, but at least as far as what we can see right now, it is going to be Luminosity cleaning up the win.
I think clearly there was never a doubt in the mind. I mean, we were watching this guy Washi hit shots that were like, oh my god, same exact things that he was doing in the World Championship, and again, just showing absolutely why he is the arguably best sniper in all of the world. But yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, guys, but it does look like LG did use a weapon skin that was banned. The new QQ9 Mythic skin is not allowed right now. It's on cooldown for that 2-week period, so we will be going to a control. We get to see LG a little bit more.
All right. Well, based on how the hardpoint went, I don't anticipate this is going to be a long one.
Certainly shouldn't. But then it goes back to that same conversation we were having in the Search or Destroy. Like, you got to learn to correct those mistakes. These are professionals, okay? Right? You got to correct those mistakes before they become bad habits. DQs, I mean, they're It's so cool down. You can't be too mad at it, but come on, boys. This should have been a clean 2-0. What happened? Who had the miscommunication? Who was it? Who's the culprit?
I don't know. I don't even remember seeing a QQ9. I know
They picked it up from one of the LG players in the final rounds. It wasn't Marshy because Marshy had a. I don't think it was
Or
Marshy.
the CBR.
Yeah, he had a CBR. I think it might have been banned.
I wouldn't say
It wasn't
vague.
Washi.
I think it was vague.
Got
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say it was
yeah,
vague
yeah.
because I'm pretty sure Bane
Yeah,
used CBR
vague.
the whole time.
Hashtag COD partner.
Yeah. Let's blame Vig. It's Vig's fault.
Okay, I'm good with
God
that.
dang it, Vig.
God dang it, vague. Oh boy.
But yeah, that's interesting because it could go back to this is obviously not how you want to start the season, but I mean, as you get deeper and deeper into the season itself, when you're playing against teams like Shirley and you're playing against other teams like Seminole and stuff, just these 5 points could come back and maybe be a problem later on for like seeding purposes if these other teams aren't as dominant as their rosters and their schedule could suggest as well. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as it goes on. But yeah, we will be going into a control on. Let's take a look at the map real quick. It's a control on Summit.
I feel like
Zim,
no. Go ahead.
Zim, I feel like we watched them play that same map against UD Angels, and I mean that's where they beat them on. That's how they qualified.
Right.
I don't quite know if I mean it wasn't very convincing. I mean it was a 3-1. Ultimately they won, but I mean is this their map pool selection? Because I'm starting to feel a little bit. We saw the takeoff, we saw the summit.
Yeah.
They're very limited in their selection so far.
Yeah, I think so far that this might be a blunder, but quite honestly, LG. I mean, just throwing it back to the grand final as far as the world championship went last season, we would be talking very very differently about LG and whether or not they would be world champions if they had the defensive side on that summit control. They played offensive, they played the offensive summit absolutely brilliantly, and quite honestly, it coming down to that defense was a major factor in what happened in that final. But we know that this is a team that's excellent not only in this game mode but on this map. They know how to play this. They're picking up players who are very very well versed on this map as well, and they shouldn't have a problem absolutely like massacring this team.
One interesting thing that I am kind of just now realizing, Image has retired as a COD Mobile coach, right? So this Luminosity team does not have a coach either.
No, that's not true.
Oh.
We gotta give love. We gotta give love to the coaching staff. They got a guy there that was with them last season in Hippo who is absolutely phenomenal.
Okay, I
lot of
didn't know if he was like a
respect.
coach. I knew he because I think his title was
I think
analyst,
Cloud
right?
now, yeah, but I think right now, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's the new head coach because of Cloud's departure, or I'm sorry, Image's
Images.
departure. I know that Cloud is still around. I don't know if he's particularly active at the moment, but I know that Hippo's been with them every single day for scrims. He's a driving force in their drafting and their map preparation, in the way that this roster comes together, and he's definitely a part of the working staff there. So they're good. They're in good hands.
All right, good to know. I was just curious about that. Obviously, the tribe roster last year didn't even have a coach, period. So it's not like it's something that's absolutely necessary, but obviously has potential to contribute a lot as well.
You hear that? You hear that? Zim coaching is it's not a
Nah,
thing.
not me at all.
We don't need coaches. Man. We need expert analysts.
He's becoming
Ooh,
caster
right.
Zim anyway.
Hey, look,
coaching.
I love caster Zim. Zim's the man, bro.
Exactly. Coaching's too niche. Casting, you can take that anywhere. You can do that in any game.
I have a lot of fun doing this. I mean, quite honestly, I get to come on, I get to talk a little bit, I get to share some of like my experience and casting. Anytime I get to have the opportunity to share the booth with like a verdict, it's just so easy. Get to share it with you a little bit. It's so easy, and you guys just make everything so descriptive and so easy to follow up. It's the most fun I could possibly have.
It's always good when we get that context, though, because I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of times I see what's going on, but when you're able to go into a little bit greater detail, those are the things that I feel like I miss out on. So having that aspect of the game like being brought to you in broadcasts like this, is just so clutch because then now I'm watching something, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even think about this. And he brought it up a few times ago. I know what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Now when I talk about map selections, I'm like, hey, when I speak about that search and destroy side, they picked that map because the first 6 rounds, they feel comfortable on offense.
Right.
All right. It's just little things like that. I mean, if you've watched this in video, you know what I'm talking about.
I 100%. It's very similar. It's like when when I get to cast with Shift, he has like a very similar approach, just because he's watched Call of Duty for so long that he understands the game on that level that like every time he says something, I'm like, oh, that's why they're doing that. Because I'm just the bot that plays COD Mobile, and I just talk about what I'm seeing on the screen. But it's also really nice to have somebody that understands the inner workings of everything and the strategy behind it. So pretty even start between these two squads right here. It is going to be Midnight Gaming able to go kill for kill off the start, as it is going to be 26-26 between these two.
Yeah, a little bit of time here on the B side. Script trying to put in a little bit of work. It's gunned down in cold blood. CJ, he said he can do it with the UL up close and personal. He can do it with the shorty as well. We'll see if he can get inside of the backside now, as all 5 players back there trying to get out of the spawn site for first round. What started to be a little bit even. This one thing is going to get a little bit hard. So QQ9 in the hands of Envy. It's not mythic, so we will let it pass. It's malicious now as the shots coming through. Nobody able to cross successfully. Look at Digital, man. He did all of this slow walking just to walk right in front of Washi's gun sight. I mean, Washi's gun sight. I mean, this is just, I mean, every angle gunned down.
Oh my gosh, Vague was getting shot up in the smoke and kind of lost him in the blink of an eye and immediately turned on him right there. This is going about how I expected. I figured the even life count would not last very long, and it's across the board. Everybody slaying out for Luminosity once again. You got 2 players on 4 sprees in Vague and Envy, and only 4 seconds for Midnight Gaming to hop onto the objective. Vague's going to get shut down right there, and that's going to be a very, very fast round 1.
The next round. Very, very fast. If you're at home, you don't know how the game mode works because it's not ranked just yet. I'll go into a little quick detail. Minute 30 on the clock. Your objective on the attack, you got to cap both points. You get 1 point cap that adds 60 seconds to the clock. You capture both points, you win the game. Or you kill your opponent 30 times, you win the round as well. Last round, time expired. So first round in favor, as we mentioned it, the kill is going heavily in favor after the first wave of players. CJ, go ahead and pop off with your bad self. 3 in the feed there, the UL. Oh my God, you don't even have to reload, but you will just because. And we'll see now as the pressure is being applied here into the sights of the back site. You can't even make it out of your spawn here on the defense either. This is a tough way to start off this round.
Yeah, it's one thing to get spawn trapped on offense, but when it's happening on defense as well, it might just be to chalk it up and just TDM it out for as long as you can. Try not to peek any unnecessary angles. That looks like it's exactly what Script's gonna do, but it doesn't really seem to matter as they get forced further back into their spawns. CJ's gonna be able to set up over by green, and this should initiate a pretty quick end of the round. He's gonna be able to get all the way into their spawn, but because of that nice little warehouse, it's gonna provide him some cover in the process as well. Should be able to sniff him out. The communication just has to not be there for Midnight Gaming, because there's no reason for players to continue to run forward and not even check. They've been only able to find 6 kills so far. Envy's going to find a double with the Pred missile, and most certainly only a matter of time in this one.
Yeah, you know, you speaking of communications, I know we've neglected these players. Let's go ahead and see how they sound. It's our last chance we're going to get to hear from this LG roster. Can we go ahead and see what the mesh, you know, kind of feels like in those comms?
Let's get it.
Top, one more top. Oh yeah, baby, now come to my house like, hey. Oh yeah, baby, now come to my
Made him.
Bro, I flash!
They have claw. He shake the corner.
Oh, clock could be.
My KD! My KD!
No mames. No mames! No
My
mames!
KD is actually ass, bro. What is this, bro? I have like 7 deaths.
I died 2 times so far, so it's 13.
Oh yeah, baby, now come to my
I
house
think
like,
maybe 3.
hey. Oh yeah, baby, now come to my house like, hey.
Yeah, I'm annihilator top, dude. I'm making a kill.
Oh yeah, baby, now come to my house like,
Yeah, go top,
hey.
I'm gonna lurk it long. I'll lurk it long. I'm gonna just stay here.
That's
Run
all.
over there.
Two bottom.
That one. Oh yeah. Go. I'm a clone. Kill him more.
Ah, ah, ah.
There's just zero seriousness in those comms. They're just playing for KD. Poor Marshy just can't find anything right now. He's sitting on 3 and 5.
Hey, can you blame him though?
Yeah.
Like, look at the rest of the lobby. They're at 16. Like, it's kind of hard to fend for yourself when you can't make it across the map and your teammates are already like devouring them. The round's over with. Okay, I don't blame him. He's 3 and 5. Okay, he's 3 and 5.
I know. I bet you Vague has seen the box COD Mobile on Twitter that started keeping track of people's KDs. So he's like, nah, in these matchups, I gotta sit back and get my KD as high as I possibly can so I can be on the top of that list.
Oh, Envy's definitely gonna be leading the leader. Hey, look at him. He's 20 and 2.
What?
What?
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. I mean, those stats are padded, homie. They are puffed up. The box is gonna be spilling with KD's well above what they normally should be. Envy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Look, he's not even going for kills at this point. He's literally playing for KD.
He says, guys, I just tanked my KD. It dropped from a 10 KD all the way down to a 7. We can't be letting that happen. He's gonna sit back and see if anybody peeks. This is just too funny and also simultaneously disrespectful. But you know, when you're this good, you can be a little disrespectful.
Perks of, benefits of being absolutely great at what you do right now. They are absolutely flawless here in this control. Would have been absolutely flawless in the series. Oh, Envy, you might have been saved right there by the bell. 3-0. Flat out brutal beatdown. Boys over at LG. They can't play today.
That was about what we expected. Shout out to Vague for using a banned skin and giving us a game 3, but definitely quite the debut for Luminosity Gaming here in the spring season.